welcome to the second episode of our Halloween special of What's in the Egg Rob. Hopefully a bit of a giveaway.
I know, this is the giveaway. This is the gold.
Sex sells.
Yeah.
Isn't it? And, if it's good enough for, I don't know, lady models, then why not? If you've got it, flaunt it, that's what I say.
If you, good enough clue, but let's find out.
What's in the egg roll?
Going in with the glove.
Confidence for you, dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh, well done.
Oh yeah. And away it goes. You see my notes.
It's all right, mate. I think they'll be redundant by, everyone will be too busy, and entertaining themselves on this masterful physique.
Well, as you can see, in the egg was the original A Nightmare on Elm Street.
No, Elm Street 1. Never released in a big box.
That's the kind of, we're trying to keep things as authentic as possible. People know about the video shops. Most stuff was on the larger box. This is a small box, CBS Fox. I'm quite taken by the smaller one.
Yes, I'm going to ask because I don't know why did they do that.
There is some reasons which some people will be able to let us know.
Do you know?
I don't know the actual.
Okay.
I'm sure I've looked
I
into
think
it.
Raiders was the same as well.
Raiders of the Lost Ark is the same.
Well, that was a sell-through, one of the first sell-throughs.
Okay.
So you can buy it and then rent it as well. But that explains that probably, but I've no idea why.
Yeah, there will be reasons.
They went for the small box on that.
Yeah. I think when we say it was never released on big box, we're tangenting straight away, but I think there was a big box version years and years later. Some people might be able to let us know on that one. Different artwork when the artwork started changing and stuff, but yeah, there might be one later on, but yeah.
That's the original one, isn't it?
That's the original one with the Graham Humphreys artwork.
Yes, good old Graham.
Much better than the American one. Sorry, American people.
It is, isn't it? I need to recap. It's an amazing bit of artwork, that is. One of his best ones.
It captures the whole vibe of the film.
Not quite as good as 2, but...
Two very different ones. I'd put them.
Yeah. That's, the thing I would say 2's a bit more dirty than that one. That's a cleaner poster, but...
So we were saying we're going to do Nightmare on Elm Street, so we said, what can we dress up as? I'm dressed up as Pedo Freddy before he got burned. And we thought, who could you be? Well, who do you resemble most in the film?
Well, we looked through it very closely, we had a fine-tooth comb and decided that Johnny Depp was probably the closest.
Obviously.
It was either Johnny Depp or Rod. Rod Lane.
Rod Lane?
Yeah, it always freaked me out when I watched that. Or who's the other one in there that's a bloke? That's about it, isn't it, really?
He could be Nancy's dad.
Nancy's,
John Saxon, legend.
He's too manly for me.
He's like a proper man, isn't he?
He's a man with like thick wrists.
Yeah.
You can imagine him like, that's a proper dad, that is scared shitless. I'm so scared of him.
John Saxon, what
scary
a star.
dude. And there's not many other male characters in this, is there?
There's probably some police officers, and that's about it. Bob Shaye's in it, the guy from New Line. He's actually in there. He does a cameo. I think is that on just the radio? I'm not sure. Somebody tell us. Can't remember.
Yeah, because he was the dude at the bar, wasn't he, for the second one. But yeah, this film's got so much going for it in every aspect, and also the history of it as well is amazing.
When did you first see it?
I was a out of order Nightmare on Elm Street person.
Right.
So I came in, the first one I saw was 2, I believe.
Okay.
And 3, then I went to 1. Hence why it's not my favourite.
Okay.
And I still don't think it is anyway, and you'll agree with me on that. I think with yours has been.
I think we've ranked them before.
We have ranked them before. So it's one of them. It's going like the Halloween one. It's not my favourite. I like it, but it's not. I don't know. It didn't blow me away as much as the other ones.
I remember hype for this film. It was like, have you seen that new horror film, A Nightmare on Elm Street? Because I don't know what it did at the cinema over here, but I know this was a big one for video. Came out in '84 at the cinema in America, '85 at the cinema in the UK. So again, I think part 2 was about ready to come out in America when this finally hit UK screens, which is bonkers.
Proper smashed them out quick, didn't they?
Yeah.
Because that was the house that Freddie built, and New Line and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, saved New Line Cinema from bankruptcy.
And then they did it themselves again, didn't they, with 2? They chucked all the money back into 2 and rolled the dice again, and that came up trumps.
Yeah.
And wasn't like, it got to like 4, where that was the highest grossing one?
I think part 4 was like the highest grossing horror weekend or something crazy.
Oh,
I think it holds some records, which is nuts. But I remember just the hype for this. I saw this at my grandma's, where I saw most films. Every weekend I used to go to my grandma's and we'd rent videos, and I remember this coming out, and genuinely...
You watched that first then?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
You watched them in order?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Genuinely scared me. Because I remember going to my dad's, I know I always reference going to my dad's, but stuff like that has such a big impact on me. Going to a video shop like a couple of years later and seeing a poster for part 2, like, holy shit, they've made a follow-up to that film.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty quick, wasn't it? I think
Yeah.
it's just like get another one out as soon as possible, cash in on it,
Yeah.
and it still works anyway.
Definitely.
I don't know, there's some really cool bits in it, isn't there, as well? You can't deny this sort of...
It's scary from the opening scenes.
Yeah, there's a feel to it, isn't there?
Yeah.
I think it's like I don't know, it's a bit like, it's equivalent to me to Alien, but Alien 1 was the Alien franchise.
Okay.
It's got that feel about it.
Yeah.
I can't quite put my finger on what that feeling is, but that's what the feeling I get from this one. Favourite scene? You got one?
Oh, there's so many in this one. One of my favourite ones is, I gotta say, it looks shit, but that's the reason it's so creepy, is the
yeah.
extending arms
I thought you
in
said
the
that.
alleyway.
Yeah.
It looks rubbish, but that's what's great about it.
Yeah, I never really sort of, when I went back to watch it again recently, it does now, but I never really, I can forgive him for that. I don't think I think it looks shit on purpose, but to me it doesn't look shit.
Right?
In a way, I quite like that scene.
Yeah. I think it's amazing. It's one of my favourites.
And I don't think it looks as bad as maybe my brain's sort of...
It's just not as fluid. Well, I think nowadays they'd make it smooth and streamlined. It'll all be CGI'd and everything, but it's just so practical. I think they had like fishing poles or something like that pulling his arms out. Yeah. And even when he cuts his fingers off, that looks, you can see it's a fake hand.
Yeah.
That's another cool thing about how clever this script is in a way, because the first character you see is Tina.
Yeah.
The blonde. You think she's going to be the main heroine in this film.
Yeah.
And she's, spoiler, but the film's 40 years old, so
where have you been?
she's the first one to die.
What I've seen that is, again, with such a low budget, how they made that work with like one of the rotating rooms, wasn't it? But like, how the hell they did that? It looks amazing, doesn't it? Again, with my character's death scene, I think they flipped that, didn't they? It was shot upside down, so that's when all the blood comes out the bed. That's actually upside down. It's all flipped, so it falls out nice and neat. But
a ridiculous scene.
Yeah, and also with this, the ending.
Oh, we could talk for days about the ending.
What's your take on it? Because it's like basically they're all back to life again. But that must be a dream sequence.
The ending of this film is one which kind of divides a lot of people. There's some dodgy effects in the ending bit, which even as a kid I was like, ooh, that looks a bit shit.
The mum.
Yeah, the mum through the door. I think that entire end sequence is just a dream. It's Nancy's dream. The film ends where she defeats Freddy by turning her back on him.
Is it like the sort of rebirth of Freddy, just to show that?
It was. I don't think there's any main logic to it. I think it's blatantly, we need a teaser for a possible sequel. We need to leave that hang. I think they shot about 3 different endings to it. From what I read, Wes Craven wanted a happy ending where Freddy's defeated and that's it.
Yeah, that's Bob Shea got his way, didn't he?
Oh yeah, well Bob Shea's writing the checks, so
on the woman through the door thing.
It looks terrible still to
it
this
does look
day.
bad,
It
doesn't
looks
it?
rubbish.
It does. The other thing that looks bad in this film, and there's no excuse, is her mum's death as well when she sort of...
Dodgy, yeah.
That's very sort of like... Because most of the effects are really good in this film.
The other bad effect scene is where Nancy's going up the stairs and you can see where she's going to put her feet in the next step. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
That's where she's going to put her feet and that's where she's going to... But I think what makes the story is just so strong, and it introduced us to just this character no one had seen before.
It's amazing, and he talked, which is cool. A little bit in trivia, we've done this on one of our quizzes with the name Freddy Krueger comes from Wes Craven's Bully at School. It's an actual person. I think that's really good as well.
The sweater, colours which mess your eyes up on screen and stuff like that.
You don't see someone at his bedroom window when I was a kid that used to scare him. And he was in that sort of get-up.
Eventually, they made this character which became so iconic. According to Rob's fact check, he only has 7 minutes of screen time in this entire film. Yeah, how crazy is that? Wow.
Well, what's that compared to like the other ones? Do you know? Because I bet he's in it a lot in 2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
5.
that'd be interesting to see. Yeah.
Do you think that's why it works better? I never subscribed to that when I was a kid, but I do when you're a bit older. It's a bit like the Jaws thing.
Oh, yeah,
Darth
that's your
Vader
scenes.
in Star Wars is in it for probably is it about 10 minutes or something like
you
that.
do actually see quite a lot of. They didn't keep Freddy in the shadows that much. You do quite see him quite detailed. I mean, obviously when Nancy pulls him out, is in the real world and is in daytime. Well, not daytime, but is in proper lit rooms and all kinds of things like that.
That's a stretch of I mean, obviously it's a fantasy film, but that bit at the end is a proper stretch in it, where she's setting up all these traps.
Oh yeah.
In like
but it's
10
cool.
seconds.
It's almost like a montage scene in it.
Yeah,
in a way.
definitely. I was like, yeah, I want to do that. Can I just want to try and set traps? I set one trap once. I told you this. Have the old bin on the door.
Right.
You open the door and a bin falls on you. So I did that for my brother. Forgot all about it. Opened my eye, opened the fucking door. About knocked me out. The corner of this metal bin twatted me on top of the head. And that's as far as my booby traps would have gone, I think. And been on the door for Freddy, and I'd have fucked it up and knocked myself out. And they got me. End of film.
Here's a
She's
question.
like drilling holes in fucking...
Well, she got the handbook though, didn't she?
Yeah.
She had the handbook for it.
Yeah, a bit jealous of that bit, but yeah. Go on, sorry. Quick question.
Did you ever make a Freddy glove when you was younger? 'Cause you could never buy something like this back then.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah,
What was it constructed from?
And my mum doesn't know this yet, but I think everyone in the 80s, everyone's parents sure had a shed full of creepy old shit, usually turps, and then a jam jar with nails in and all sorts of weird shit, and a vice, and loads of rusty saws. So I found one of my dad's gardening gloves in there.
Okay.
I couldn't find anything for the knife, so every week, a Sunday dinner, I'd take a steak knife. So like I was constructed it over a period of time, basically thinking, but I had no idea I'm going to attach this fucking steak knife to a finger, which ended up just being masking tape, which fell off very easily because masking tape's shite. So as soon as I did that, these steak knives that I butchered, and so
Oh no, you actually took the handles off.
I took the handles off,
Crap.
and masking taped onto the glove. It looked fucking shit.
Yeah.
It was steak knives, and they just fell off.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I put it on, obviously, say masking tape is not designed really. It's just, when you're a kid, you think masking tape sticks. It doesn't really. It's just for painting, isn't it?
Oh man, Did
you make one?
I made one out of darts.
Darts.
Yeah, so I took the things, I stuck it onto, sellotaped it on, and we had one of the old 110 cameras, and we took pictures of ourselves with Freddy gloves. Then I shit myself. Thought, if someone finds these photos, I'm going to get arrested. So I literally just destroyed this film, the evidence of the film. Yeah, I properly I'm a right wuss when it came to stuff like that.
I suppose I get that. You know, like
destroy the evidence.
The police are going to come and get me. Well, I've got the knives. What sort of planet was that? It was like making. Like what planet were we both on?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I make a Freddy glove. What are you going to fucking do with it? I was in my dad's
Says the guy who's wearing one, which you bought.
But don't get carried away. Fucking like, it's a bit sharp, isn't it? Tickle. Yeah, has anyone made a Freddy glove and made a success? And don't send in a really good one because that make me feel bad. Would it make you feel if it was a shit hot job? Like, I've actually constructed this from tungsten tip screws and fucking just.
People go to town on them.
They do. They make some great ones.
Yeah.
But what I'm talking about is when you were like 12, 13. Did
you make a DIY one, or did you buy? When was it you could actually buy them? They became like fancy dress.
I think they came with
like very
really bad plastic ones, didn't they? First, and it wasn't. I don't think it was a Freddy glove. It was called something else.
Right.
If I remember rightly. But they were shite, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
But I still wanted one, even though I was in my 20s, going, I fancy being, because it's cool as shit, isn't it?
It does look
right,
good. You feel like good when you're doing it.
Yeah, you got to do that when you put the glove on. But everyone keeps forgetting that he was a paedophile. And it's like, I fucking love Freddy. Yeah, but he did.
It is the most bizarre marketing crossover thing. But he was branded a child killer, wasn't he? It's like.
Yeah. You just called him Pedo Freddy.
That's what it was before I got him.
Yeah, Pedo Freddy. So, but then again, when he was burnt, when he was not trying to justify it anyway, when he was killing people when he died, it was always teenagers. It wasn't little kids. So the new film sort of touched on the fact that it went too far. It was going like for little kids, wasn't it? It was a janitor at a school. But then when he killed people, obviously when older, they were teenagers.
The only thing I liked about the remake, we'll touch on that briefly. I love Jackie Earl, what's his name, who played Freddy. I thought he did a good job. I thought it was fine. And I thought, at one point, I thought they was going to make Freddy innocent. I thought, wow, that is badass.
Yeah.
It was like touching on, did the parents screw up? And I thought that would have been really cool. But then they just went down like, oh no, they gave us too much information and turned him into a dodgy character. Whereas in these, yeah, he killed kids, but he was just a child killer. If you read more into it, yes, that's what he was doing. But yeah, child killer. And he just became everybody's hero.
Yeah, randomly.
Let's have posters and toys and
it's
stickers.
Strange, isn't it?
It's the weirdest thing. But that's down to Robert Englund.
Even if you cut off the sort of the bit we just said and say it's just a child killer.
Still bad.
It don't matter. He's just a child killer. He fucking killed kids. And everyone's going, I love Freddy. Well, you fucking killed
But that's
kids.
down to Robert Englund's personality showing through.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I think it's obviously it's a fantasy. It's a fun way I did it. If this dude existed in real life, you want me going, hail him. He came back to life as some fucking lunatic.
What did you create, Wes Craven? But thank you for it. 'Cause it made my 80s in horror, because it's by far my favourite.
It is, mate. It's the best. It's kind of ruined the rest of this series. We've got one more left to do, but it's definitely the best. And you know what? I'll listen, but I won't agree with anyone. It's an opinion, isn't it? We've got. It's like you can't. I don't think you can beat Nightmare on Elm Street as a series, even the shittier ones.
There's even stuff to take from the really bad ones.
There is. I mean, look at the bad ones of. Say we're going to do like Halloween. The bad ones of Jason. They're fucking terrible. I mean, these are bad, but they're not that bad, are they? Let's be honest. And as a collective series, it does.
Something to take from all of
I think so, yeah.
And
it's not as messy as the other two ones either. It has got a genuine. Freddy versus Jason. You get a backstory a little bit, don't you, of all the previous films. It's a bit of padding, but it works.
It's what we think. What do you think?
Definitely. And if you want to see any more of this, OnlyFans.
Come here. Look at that.
OnlyFans?
OnlyFans, yeah.
$5.99 a month, just this. Rob's is cheaper because he's, you know.
Thanks for watching.
Take care. Bye.
The kids of Elm Street don't know it yet, but something is coming to get them.
There's something out there, isn't there?
You just see cuts happening.
What did that, Lieutenant?
I don't know. Tina! There's a coroner got to say.
He's in the jar and puking since he saw it.
They're gonna kill me for sure.
Did you do it?
There was somebody else there.
He was locked in a room with a girl who went in alive and came out in a rubber bag.
No one knows where it came from or who it will visit next.
Nancy? There's something wrong with you. You're imagining things.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Do you believe in the boogeyman?
No.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
She's the only one who can stop it. If she fails,
I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy.
no one will survive. From Wes Craven, director of The Hills Have Eyes and Last House on the Left, a new masterpiece in fantasy terror, Nightmare on Elm Street.